Howdy ho there, RV travelers. You know when you guys are out boondocking or you're in a rally and you're parked right next to somebody and they've got a generator running. If you look down here at the generator exhaust pipe, it happens to be coming out straight into your neighbor's camp. Well, Gen-Turi makes a very cool exhaust port that actually will exhaust up out of the top of the RV. So we're going to show you how I like to set this thing up and give you a little bit of points and tips on the way. So first thing I like to do is pull out my gloves, because that is all full of exhaust. And if you don't put your gloves on, two things possibly could happen. One is your fingers and hands are going to get all dirty. And the second is that if you happen to take it off right after you used it, that sucker is hot. Don't ask me how I know, but that sucker is hot. So if you notice here on the motorhome, we have actually installed with just rubber gaskets or grommets, if you will, not grommets, but rubber adhesive to the motorhome. These are the stabilizers for the Gen-Turi exhaust. So the first thing you would do if you get a brand new Gen-Turi exhaust is you remove your tip, your current tip, and you replace this tip on, and there's just two bolts that hold it together. Then, as we look into the container, we have a pole, we have another pole, we have the pole with the L on it, and we have the little short riser pole. Now, because our motorhome is a tall Class A, we use the riser hole to make sure that we get the exhaust above the motorhome. If you notice here, these are the two support brackets that will be hooking on to the hooks here on the motorhome. There is also another thing, and we used this for a little while, but they didn't really work out well enough for us. But if you really don't want to mount these to your RV, you have these contraptions, and basically what they are is suction cups. You screw them on, you twist them, and then they hold. For my experience, they didn't hold well enough. That's why we haven't been using them when we decided to go the permanent route. So, first thing we do when we're getting ready to put the exhaust on, unhook your little pin, get down here, line up the holes, then push your pin through. Once you get the holes lined up, push your pins through. And as you notice, this pin is also pretty sooty, so you have to, probably should have put my glasses on to be able to see this, not my sunglasses, but there we go. Through one side, through the other side, lock it in. Now, this all hooks together like Legos. Now, one thing I will tell you is make sure you assemble the whole pole, because if I put this up here like now, and I'm trying to put the top pole on, guess what? Although I'm 6'5", that ain't gonna work. So, put this on, like so, voila. Now we have the big, long extension. One thing that I failed to do at first is hook up the base. This just gives it additional support so it doesn't wobble around. Now, when you fire up your generator, all your exhaust is going out the top, and your neighbors are going to be very, very happy with you because you're not pushing exhaust into their motorhome. The disassembly process is basically a repeat of what we just did. So, we're going to pull off the big one. We're going to separate. We're going to separate. Lay it on the ground. Unhook your cords here. Unhook your pin. And remember, this could be hot because it just came out of a very hot exhaust. Pull this thing out. Sometimes you gotta wiggle a little bit. I always put my pin back in here because guess what? Now I know where my pin's gonna be. Put it back in the bag, put the bag underneath the motorhome. You're ready for your next rally or boondocking. Thanks everybody. M&M hit the road.